Welcome to Phazon Lab, the internet's premier Metroid Futurist podcast, powered by the World 1-1 Podcast Network, where every week, me and my lab partner get together and we bang our radioactive space rocks together and see if we can come up with a cool fucking Metroid game that we want to play and we'll sadly probably never get to play. I am, as always, your host, Laser Beard and Wonder, and joining me this week in the lab is my lab partner, Michael Hyperbeam Hangover Brown. And this week we're going to dive right in because Michael's got something goofy that we're going to try and hammer the kinks out of. I like feet. Shut up. And see if we can get to something reasonable by the end of it, because these are always fun. So what you got?
All right. This is a weird thought based on Other M. And part of my massive complaint with Other M, because Other M was not a bad game.
Okay, thank God I'm not the only one that thinks this.
You know, the story was garbage. Like, someone needs beat up for that. And, like, Dread did it right in that in the entire game she said one fucking sentence, and it wasn't even in English. Like, that was my big problem with Other M, is that they gave her a voice, and it's not specifically that they gave her a voice, is that they made her sound like a fucking Disney princess through the entire game. Like,
not just that, but a Disney princess with like zero affectation.
Yes. So what I want is a Metroid game where everybody is treating her like an actual Disney princess, and she's just confused as shit by the idea. Like, everywhere she goes, they're trying to give her special treatment. Like, but still telling her that you need to go kick some ass. Like, they're treating her like Princess Peach, and she doesn't understand. All she knows is she
one of the
needs
most
to get
violent Pixar movies ever.
Yes. I've got no major detail. I just thought this would be a fun idea.
God. I've already got it's just Disney and Pixar presents Metroid. There are random moments where characters break out into song for no good reason.
And they keep giving her, like, setting up cues for her to sing, and the camera pans to her, and it's just crickets.
Uh-huh. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Her character sprite is constantly, like, sparkly, and all you see is just her constantly trying to, like, brush glitter off her.
Yeah.
At some point, I would like to have Eddie Murphy as the little dragon from Mulan in there somewhere. Maybe as Ridley.
Oh my God, yes.
No, I take it back. He should be Crocomire, and we'll get Gilbert Gottfried as Iago to play Ridley.
Acceptable. Like, Gilbert Gottfried needs more exposure anyway.
God, yes, he does.
Like, I'm thinking the cannons all have, like, girly attacks and shit like that. She's just getting more and more angry about it as she goes. Like, just doesn't want to hear her go, fucking Sparkle Cannon, really?
At some point, she has to, like, kick the shit out of Elsa to get the ice beam.
Yes. Oh, yes. Or, alternatively, we could do this entire game and in the style of, like, the yarn games or the felt games. And she's just completely not understanding what is going on. Like, to the point of where she's about to have an emotional breakdown over the whole concept.
Why doesn't any of my stuff work?
because it just doesn't make sense.
You know what? I feel like this whole thing it starts with her having a bad hair day.
Yes.
And the day just keeps getting worse and taking a toll until she has a full mental breakdown.
Yes.
Like, why wasn't anything going right today? Like, I know it's horrible and it borders on completely not okay. But I think as long as we keep this in the vein of like Disney Pixar, we should be all right.
Yeah.
I definitely you know what? I know exactly the cause of this. The big reveal at the end is this has all happened because it all takes place inside, the video game universe. But it's all being fucked up because Vanellope from Wreck-It Ralph is losing her shit and it's glitching everything.
I'm okay with this.
Like, God, that would be awesome. The only way this resolves is, the two of them trying to feel better by curling up with a pint of ice cream in a feel-good flick.
I think the ending boss should be that a giant version of that fucking Pixar lamp.
Oh,
and
God.
It's trying to be all cutesy and shit still, and she's just trying desperately to fuck it up.
I think we have managed to simultaneously top the Samus swiping simulator and the farm build pitch all at the same time. I do feel like there should be musical numbers though for every time she picks up a new power-up.
There really should. Like,
it has to.
At least once per new area.
Yes.
But as I said, they desperately need to set up a point where she's supposed to start singing and she just shits all over it.
There has to be a Magic Pancakes reference though.
God damn it, yes.
I had to explain Magic Pancakes to Zoe a couple of weeks ago. So, you know what though? I think most important musical numbers in this that need to happen are for the boss fights, because it is a known fact that all the villain songs in the Disney movies tend to be like the most dope.
That is fairly accurate.
So, I mean, legit, they get the best fucking songs out of every damn movie.
I also think the only time that she does sing back is during the boss fights, and all she keeps saying is no.
Oh, God. I feel like this is where the mute suit from Warsong would come in.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, though? Gilbert Gottfried as Iago, as Ridley in his song.
Oh, my God. We also need an inner monologue of her, as she's going through, there needs to be an inner monologue of her literally just constantly questioning, what the fuck is going on?
Right. By the end of the game, she just finally acquiesces to this is what's happening. Apparently, it's just easier if I go along with this.
It's the concept of like, you know what? If I kill everything, this all goes away.
Right.
And then we find out that the entire thing is a weird, drug-induced haze by some alien spawned spawned better.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
Basically Alice in Wonderland in space with a mech suit.
God. Can you imagine a full-on Alice in Wonderland type trippy Metroid game?
I think it could be actually pretty good.
I do too.
Although truth be told, I think I'd almost rather see it in the style of Ori.
I was going to say Alice in Wonderland a la American McGee.
Yeah. Still Ori.
That too. Like, there's definitely a certain whimsical fit there.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I want the soundtrack to this. I need to have this now. I need the soundtrack to this. So, and I know just the group of people to bring this to. So I'm gonna see if maybe I can make at least one song happen, because God, that'd be great. I got a few people I can put on this idea and be like, tell me what you come up with here. Because I'm reaching out to Susie and her bunch over there. So, which, by the way, if you're listening to this and you don't follow Susie Grace on Twitch, you should go check her out. She's a riot. She's a great time on Twitch. So, but I feel like we've hit the point now where we've got to come up with a name for this debacle, unless we want to stick with Disney and Pixar Presents Metroid.
Yeah, I think that's the best we got.
Oh, God. Disney and Pixar Presents Metroid, the baby.
Shut up.
The sequel comes out about 5 years later. Disney and Pixar Presents Metroid, Magic Pancakes Electric Boogaloo.
Okay. However, I'm still okay with the concept of the game playing like Other M.
I am too, honestly.
Except for the aiming mechanics. Fuck that.
Yeah, that could use a little love.
Yeah.
But outside of that, though, there's a solid foundation to be had.
Yeah.
You know, and if you want some validation to that, Oats and Goats just recently ran through Other M on his stream, and he's kind of of the same opinion there. He's like, look, it's really not that awful of a game to play. The story's a fucking mess, and the voice acting's atrocious, but that's only because, you know, for the English voicing, they still took a Japanese approach of, you know, their version of stoic is basically zero affectation.
You know what? I'll give you that, actually.
Because that's a lot of where that went wrong.
That's accurate.
That's a lot of where that went wrong, too. So, that, and there's the whole argument of, you know, the whole PTSD with Ridley thing. But, as far as Samus's voicing being weird on that, I've recently, in the last 12 months, started to hit on the idea and building the headcanon that Samus is on the spectrum, and that the way that she, you know, emotes and speaks in Other M would make sense, because it feels like she's missing some social cues.
I can see that, actually. I like that.
Like, it makes a lot of sense when you start thinking about it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then suddenly Other M totally has a different perspective if you view it through that lens. So, like, I heard the idea pitched once, and I started kind of rolling through the whole game in my head and thinking, this solves for a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, but that's just me. Well, I do believe we have successfully created another just weird mess of a game, but somehow I still want to play this. Part of me hates you a little for it.
No, it doesn't.
I know. I just had to put you on the other end of that stick for a change. So, I want to say thank you to everybody.
Response.
404 response not found. So, I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in this week and joined us. Thank you to my lab partner, Michael. If you like this and you want more of this, we got new episodes dropping every Monday morning. Make sure you hit subscribe on YouTube, along with, you know, the notification bell. And if you have thoughts and comments and responses, feel free to leave them there on YouTube or on, you know, the in the comments section on the RSS feed, and any of your favorite podcatchers, including Podbean and Good Pods and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and all that other good nonsense that's out there. We're out there on all that shit, so you should have no trouble finding more of this and the rest of the World 1-1 Podcast Network shows. And with that said, I think we've reached the end. So, as always, press start to engage your mind. We'll see you next mission, everybody. Peace!